beneath the veil. Elena's cloak wrapped around her like a protective shell, its dark fabric becoming an extension of her presence. Her face was shrouded, obscured by the fabric's folds, even her eyes were hidden from view. To anyone who crossed her path, she was merely a silhouette moving silently through the sprawling library, a spirit lost among the stacks of dusty tomes. She seldom spoke, but when asked a question, her gentle nod or shrug was always a polite acknowledgement, though most people passed her by without a second glance. The tales of Elena circulated through the library like the whisper of pages turning. She was said to exist merely to maintain the magical artifacts that adorned the shelves, though no one ever witnessed her accomplishing the task. Books remained pristine, enchantments intact, and yet Elena's presence felt like a haunting riddle that kept the space alive. Among the occasional visitors was Mia, a curious young woman who couldn't shake her fascination with the unseen caretaker. While others found her merely an enigma, Mia felt drawn to Elena, her curiosity blossoming into a longing to understand the figure cloaked in mystery. Unlike the others, who quickly lost interest, Mia was persistent, waiting for a chance to unravel the secrets concealed behind that veil. One afternoon, while exploring the dimly lit shelves, Mia turned and was met with the unexpected sight of Elena, so close that she startled backward. The peaceful silence was only interrupted by the soft rustling of Elena's cloak. Elena paused, her arm extending from the folds of fabric, as if asking to assist Mia. The delicate hand emerging from darkness was beautiful, and for a moment, Mia hesitated, enchanted. There was something eerie yet mesmerizing about the shroud, the duality of attraction and fear making a powerful conflict within her. Tentatively, Mia reached for Elena's hand, allowing herself to be helped upright. A rush of warmth flooded her senses, and she felt a profound connection, although the layers of the cloak stirred an unsettling feeling within her. Behind the fabric was a truth hidden away and shrouded in uncertainty. As she regained her composure, a wave of doubt overwhelmed her. She rushed to her feet and departed, glancing back only once as she fled. The sensation of being close to Elena's shadow haunted her thoughts, igniting questions she struggled to answer. What lay beneath the shroud? Was there beauty hidden there, a spirit longing to be known? Fear gripped her as she recalled the stories, whispered warnings of those who had dared to unveil Elena, only to face a terrible curse for their actions. Filled with trepidation, Mia dismissed the thought of ever attempting to unveil Elena's truth, believing it would only lead to heartbreak and loss. However, as days passed, Mia found herself returning again and again to the library, always searching for Elena. Their paths crossed frequently, each time the air surrounding them crackling with a tension Mia couldn't fully comprehend. She was drawn closer, a moth to the flame, craved the intimacy of understanding despite the fears that crept into her heart. One afternoon, when no one else was in the library, Mia's resolve crumbled. She found Elena standing still among the shelves, enough space between them to count heartbeats. Courage surged in Mia as Elena's shrouded figure beckoned her closer. "Elena," Mia whispered, her voice trembling with a mixture of fear and anticipation. She moved closer, her hand reaching for the edge of the cloak that draped heavily around Elena's shoulders. The fabric felt cool and unfamiliar in her grasp but also enticing, the promise of revelation hanging in the air. Instead of pulling away, Elena held her breath. Time felt suspended as Mia slowly lifted the fabric. Each layer seemed to carry weight, and with each reveal, Mia's heart raced, the delicate lines of Elena's face becoming clearer, the gentle curve of her lips more defined. But Mia froze at the sight of Elena's eyes, their depth holding an ocean of emotions unsaid. Here was a world locked away, waiting for someone to take the leap. Each layer unveiled was a step closer to understanding, but a pang of apprehension lingered. What if she was wrong? What if unfurling this mystery only brought sorrow? As if sensing her turmoil, Elena reached for Mia, allowing her warm palm to glide gently over Mia's cheek. Something deep within Mia stirred, a comfort that chased away the fear, revealing a truth she had been afraid to acknowledge. "I see you," Elena murmured, her voice a soft caress. A rush of admiration surged within Mia, breaking through the armor of apprehension surrounding her heart. She moved closer, letting the natural warmth pull them together. "I want to know you, all of you," Mia confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. The confession felt like breaking the surface after holding her breath for too long. In the ensuing stillness, the connection between them deepened, sealing away the shadows woven in fear. Just as realization dawned that it was not the shroud that held them apart, but rather the fear of rejection, the library door creaked open, shattering their shared moment. The friendly chatter of visitors filled the air, pulling Mia back to reality, scattering the warmth that had bloomed between them. In that fleeting moment, they understood, the weight of a shroud was not what they feared, but the vulnerability of laying bare the heart. A flurry of anxiety coursed through Mia. What will they think? What will I say? She looked at Elena, searching for reassurance, but Elena's expression remained calm, almost serene, as if she had seen this moment coming. "I am still here." "Whenever you are ready," Elena responded softly, her shadowy presence somehow more comforting than foreboding. Mia smiled hesitantly, a bond forged in trust replacing fear. She turned back to the entrance of the library, rehearsing in her heart a promise to return. There was still a world to explore, a connection to nurture, not just beneath the cloak but within themselves. In the weeks that followed, Mia went through the motions of her daily life, all the while feeling Elena's presence in her heart. They exchanged glances whenever their paths intertwined, and every time, a silent promise passed between them. With each passing week, the bravery to reach out grew stronger, and Mia vowed to lift the veil when the time was right. Eventually, the whispers of speculation began to fade, the tales of curses losing their hold as understanding flourished in the corners of the library. Both Mia and Elena learned to embrace their shared journey, discovering that true connection flourished not only in unveiling secrets but in the courage to reveal one's heart. In time, Mia amassed the resolve to return to the library. The veil was no longer a symbol of fear but rather a testament to the connection they shared, a connection that called to be deepened, one that flourished amid the shadows. As she stepped through the library door to find Elena among the shelves, an unspoken agreement hung between them: it was time. Together, they would navigate the journey beneath the veil, where love awaited them in its purest form, free of fear and shrouded in acceptance. Continue the story. Mia stepped into the library, her heart racing with anticipation. The air felt electric as she made her way through the familiar, musty aisles, each step bringing her closer to the one person who had captured her heart, Elena. The library, once a place of shadowy figures and whispered tales, now felt like a sanctuary filled with possibility. As she rounded a corner, she spotted Elena standing at the far end, surrounded by towering shelves of books. The soft light filtering through the high windows highlighted the contours of her cloak, making it appear almost ethereal. At that moment, Elena looked up, and their eyes met. The world around them faded, leaving only that silent connection charged with unspoken words. "Mia," Elena said, her voice gentle yet firm, as if it carried the weight of their uncharted journey together. The cloak flowed around her, and Mia could sense the quiet strength that lay beneath its surface. "It's time, isn't it?" Mia asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Holding Elena's gaze, she felt her heart swell with both desire and trepidation. She had thought about this moment countless times, how she would finally reveal the truth that had been growing between them like a blossoming flower. "It is," Elena agreed, a soft smile gracing her lips. "But remember, unveiling the heart is not just about revealing oneself, it's about the trust we build together." Mia nodded, feeling the truth of Elena's words. "I trust you," she replied, the sincerity in her voice echoing in the quiet library as though declaring a vow. "I've never felt this way about anyone before, and it's all because of you." Elena stepped closer, her cloak brushing softly against Mia's arm, a reminder of the barriers they had yet to cross. "And I feel the same. The depths of my heart have yearned for this connection, yet I have hidden behind my veil for so long that I fear what will be revealed. But with you, Mia, I want to take that risk." The proximity between them was electric. Mia felt as if she could reach out and touch the very fabric of Elena's spirit, which had remained concealed for too long. Then let's do it together, Mia said resolutely, her heart pounding in rhythm with her intentions. We'll reveal ourselves, one layer at a time. Drawing a deep breath, Elena nodded. She gripped the edges of her cloak as if gathering courage for what was to come. Promise me, whatever happens, we will face it side by side, she said, her voice slightly trembling. Mia took a step closer, closing the distance not only physically but emotionally. I promise. We're in this together. Gathering her resolve, Elena began to lift the layers of her cloak. With each fold that fell away, Mia could see the beautiful fabric of who Elena truly was, the gentle slope of her shoulders, the gracefulness of her form. Each reveal felt like a declaration, a testament to their trust and vulnerability. Instead of feeling afraid, Mia felt a sense of peace wash over her. As the final layer slipped away, revealing Elena's face, Mia's breath caught in her throat. Hidden beauty met her gaze, deep-set eyes filled with an infinite depth of emotion, and lips that curled into a soft smile. Elena's hair framed her face, catching the light and giving her an almost celestial glow. She was a masterpiece that had been kept in darkness for too long. Elena, Mia breathed, unable to tear her gaze away. You're stunning. And you, Mia, have shown me the light, Elena replied, her voice thick with emotion. I've spent years hiding, and yet it is your kindness that has given me strength. With a newfound closeness and deep yearning, Mia reached out, her fingers brushing against Elena's cheek. The touch felt electric, sending ripples of warmth through them both. I want to know every part of you, every thought and dream. Please, let me in. Elena closed her eyes, leaning into Mia's hand, their connection palpable. You already are, she whispered, and with that, she leaned forward, bringing their foreheads together in a moment of pure intimacy. Just as the tranquility enveloped them, footsteps approached. From around the corner came a group of their friends, laughing and chatting. The spell of their private moment shattered, and both women pulled back, their hearts racing. What are you two up to? One of their friends asked, clearly sensing the charged atmosphere. The others exchanged knowing glances, a mixture of curiosity and teasing on their faces. Mia felt a flush creep up her cheeks as she exchanged a glance with Elena. A moment of uncertainty settled in the air, but rather than crumbling under the gaze of others, a serenity washed over Mia. We were just talking, she replied, her voice steady. And getting to know each other better. Elena nodded, her confidence growing, emboldened by Mia's words. Yes, we're taking down the barriers between us, and between our hearts. We're no longer afraid. The atmosphere shifted as genuine intrigue replaced skepticism in their friends' eyes. Well, it's about time, another friend chimed in with a playful grin. You two have been orbiting each other for ages. Mia's heart swelled with warmth from their support. We've realized there's so much more to discover together, she said, casting a fond look at Elena. And we're ready to embrace it. As their friends resumed chatting, the weight of the moment lifted. Elena and Mia stood side by side, no longer shrouded in mystery and fear, but unified in their truth. They faced forward into the light, hand in hand, ready to embrace whatever came next, each recalling the promise they had made to support one another through every challenge. Together, they ventured deeper into their journey, no longer bound by the shadows that once overshadowed their hearts. They knew that there would be obstacles ahead, but armed with their trust and love, they felt ready to face whatever was thrown their way. Elena and Mia knew that this was only the beginning. They were determined to peel back the layers of their lives, uncovering the depths of their connection and understanding that love, in all its forms, was a beautiful and powerful force, and they would navigate it together. As the group chatted and laughed, Mia and Elena took a step back, allowing their friends to fill the space with bubbling energy. What had once been a daunting barrier now felt exhilarating, the air was alive with possibilities. They exchanged glances, smiles passing between them that spoke of shared hopes and understanding. Deep inside, both women realized this was their moment, an invitation to embrace not only their feelings for one another but also the lives they truly wanted to lead, free from societal expectations. Elena took a breath, her heart steadying with the rhythm of Mia's presence beside her. Later that afternoon, Mia and Elena found themselves alone in a quieter corner of the library, away from the chatter. They leaned against the cool wooden shelves, surrounded by books that, like them, held hidden stories waiting to be unveiled. "Can you believe we did that?" Mia said, giggling softly, her cheeks still flushed from the exchange with their friends. "I never thought I'd be brave enough to reveal how I felt." Elena chuckled, a melodic sound that filled the quiet. "You were my courage, Mia. You lifted the veil of my heart." Mia turned serious for a moment. "But what happens now? What if others don't accept us?" There was a vulnerability in her voice, an acknowledgement of the fear that still lingered despite their newfound openness. Elena reached for Mia's hands, intertwining their fingers. "We'll face it together. One challenge at a time. Whatever happens outside these walls cannot diminish what we've built here, our trust, our love." Mia squeezed Elena's hand, comforted by her certainty. "You're right. I won't let fear dictate how I feel anymore." Just as they were settling into their shared resolve, a familiar voice broke the moment. It was Adam, who had been observing them from the entrance of the library. He approached hesitantly, his expression a mix of confusion and curiosity. "Mia? Elena? Are you really?" Together, Mia proclaimed, her heart racing yet steadying as she braced herself for the conversation. "Yes. Together." Adam's brows furrowed, but as he caught sight of the warmth radiating between them, his shoulders began to relax. I see. "Adam, I appreciate your concern," Elena said gently, her calm demeanor radiating an understanding he hadn't expected. "But I hope you can also understand that this is our choice. We want to embrace our truth, and we hope you'll support us." Mia felt fear rising in her throat but pressed forward. "I never meant to hide this from you. I just didn't know how to say it. I was afraid of how you might take it." Adam took a deep breath. "I'll admit, it's taken me by surprise. But my feelings for you will not change. I just want you to be happy. If this is what makes you happy, then I'll support you." Relief washed over Mia and Elena. "Thank you," Elena said, her voice soothing yet firm. Adam's acceptance seemed to cut away another layer of doubt they had both carried with them. As the days turned into weeks, the once ominous shadows within the library transformed. With their hearts laid bare, Mia and Elena ventured into their relationship with renewed vitality. They attended community gatherings, joined study groups, and shared their experiences openly, coming to realize that the love they cultivated not only flourished within them but also inspired those around them. Their friends rallied around them, creating inclusivity where once there had been whispers and stares. Slowly but surely, the weight of stigma began to lift, and people started to embrace the complexity of love. One evening, under the soft glow of the library's lamps, Mia and Elena found themselves sitting in their usual corner, sipping tea and surrounded by open books filled with their favorite stories. Laughter echoed through the space, filled with the sounds of a community that had grown to accept and celebrate their bond. "I can't believe how far we've come," Mia said as she set down her cup, her eyes sparkling with appreciation. "I was so afraid before, but now it feels like dash." "Freedom," Elena finished, squeezing Mia's hand gently. "We've allowed ourselves to be seen. Love is a powerful force, and we're blessed to have it." Just then, the library's grandfather clock chimed, marking the hour as they found themselves in a comfortable silence, lost in the appreciation of the moment. The air was thick with the warmth of possibility, and both women knew they were at the precipice of even more adventures together. "Shall we write our own story?" Mia suggested playfully, referencing the blank pages of a journal they always kept on the small table between them. "Together." Elena chuckled softly. "Absolutely. Let's begin with Once Upon a Time, in a library filled with shadows, two souls found light in each other. And so they began to write, not just for themselves, but for anyone who had ever felt hidden or misunderstood. Each word poured from their hearts, weaving their experiences, dreams, and desires onto the pages. As they documented their journey, they turned the library into a beacon of acceptance, where all forms of love were welcomed and celebrated. They repaired the cracks of their pasts with every inked line, forever tying their stories to the love they had forged together. With the final stroke of the pen, Mia looked into Elena's eyes and spoke softly, "This is just the beginning, isn't it?" "Just the beginning," Elena confirmed, her smile bright enough to light the darkest corners. "Together, we'll face whatever comes our way. We'll uncover all the layers of life and love, and we'll do it side by side." As the sun began to set outside, casting warm rays through the library windows, Mia and Elena embraced the beauty of their shared adventure, a journey unveiled, an endless story filled with love, acceptance, and the daring courage to always be themselves. And together, they stepped into the light, ready to embrace whatever the future held.